Some games are dangerous. You get home from work, it's 6 o'clock at night, you boot up the game for a quick session, and suddenly it's 3 a.m., your dinner is cold, and your sense of time is halfway to Narnia. It's not just that they're addictive, it's that they completely take over your attention. You're not watching the clock, you're not even really thinking, you're just doing. That's called flow state. And some games throw you into it without warning. Real quick, before we dive in, huge thanks to everyone who watched the Doom video. I genuinely thought it might get like 12 views max, so if you're back for more, thank you. And if you're new here and wondering what this channel is, yeah, me too. One video might be about games, the next about EDM, and the one after that, who knows? Maybe a spiritual rant I probably should have kept to myself. Point is, if it grabs my brain and won't let go, I make a video about it. Alright, let's get to it. Flow state, also called being in the zone by some, was coined by a psychologist whose name looks like a keyboard smash. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Yeah, that's actually how you say it. I don't know how that pronunciation works either. It happens when your skill perfectly matches the challenge. Time disappears. You're not thinking about playing the game. It's almost like you become the game. Some people call it being in the zone. Others call it being on a roll. Gamers? Nowadays, we just call it locked in. And the reason it feels so good is because it shuts off the part of your brain that just won't shut up sometimes. You know, the one that's like, what if we fail? Should we check Instagram? What if your ex is happy now? Yeah, that one. Gone. And while this video focuses on gaming, flow isn't some exclusive gamer club perk. You can hit flow while painting, writing, rock climbing, playing an instrument, dancing, or even deep cleaning your kitchen at 2 in the morning after you've had one too many joints. Anything that grabs your full attention and balances challenge with skill can get you there. Gaming just happens to be one of the most fun and chaotic ways to unlock it. So why does it feel so good? Being present feels great, but flow hits deeper than that. It's like your brain gets a massage while also doing push-ups. You're not doom scrolling or overthinking. You're solving actual problems in real time. Your brain loves this. It's not just killing time. Your brain is in its element. Flow is like your mind stretching its legs and going, finally, we're doing something. Maybe even without caffeine. It happens right where challenge meets skill. You're not bored, you're not overwhelmed, you're just thriving.
That's not mine going out.
It's the rare moment where you actually feel like you know what you're doing, which, let's be real, that's not always a daily occurrence. Your inner voice just shuts up, not in a scary way, just peace and quiet. There's no spiraling about your life choices. No, what did that text mean? No, why did I say that thing back in 2016? It's just you and the task. Zero self-consciousness, zero cringe. It's glorious. You get rewarded like a lab rat, but in a good way. Dopamine hits different when it's earned. You're not getting a treat for opening an app and scrolling endlessly. You're getting it for pulling off something that took focus. That's why it feels better than binge watching or doom scrolling. It's not empty stimulation. It's you did something cool stimulation. Brain candy with actual flavor. So yeah, flow feels good because you're present, but also because it scratches every itch your brain didn't even know it had. Challenge, focus, progress, and blessed silence from your inner monologue. Flow and meditation aren't as different as they might seem. In fact, a lot of games that pull you into deep focus feel almost meditative. In both cases, you're fully present. You're not multitasking, You're not refreshing feeds or replaying arguments in your head. You're just here. Meditation is about coming back to the moment, usually through something like breath, sound, or stillness. Flow does the same, but through motion and engagement. It grabs your attention not gently, but completely. That's why games like Sekiro, Doom Eternal, or even Beat Saber can feel cleansing in a weird way. They demand so much from you that everything else just falls away. It becomes quiet inside, even when the screen is full of chaos. In Doom Eternal's case, you're basically achieving inner peace while being hunted by demons and getting blasted with banger soundtracks. Not exactly what the Buddha had in mind, but hey, it works. It's not a traditional form of meditation by any stretch of the imagination. But if the end result is still presence, calm, and clarity, does it really matter how you got there? And the wild part? Flow can show up in any genre. It's not just sweaty FPS games or Souls-likes. It's any game that pulls you into the moment and refuses to let go. Here are just a few of my favorite examples. Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is like being thrown into a blender and told to conduct an orchestra, but with a shotgun. You're juggling resources, dodging, swapping weapons, prioritizing enemies, glory killing. It's not just gameplay. It's like a dance. You don't think. You just rip and tear. Sekiro. Sekiro doesn't let you fake it. No panic rolls and no sloppy button mashing. Just precision and timing. Flow in this game comes from rhythm. You start reading patterns, anticipating moves, and parrying on instinct. You stop reacting and you start understanding. And when it all clicks, it's not just a fight. It's a dance. That's Sekiro's version of flow. Full focus, zero hesitation, and occasional screaming. Rainbow Six Siege. Siege is about game sense, map knowledge, utility, and coordination. At least it was once upon a time. The meta is different nowadays from what I hear, but I don't play too much nowadays, so what do I know? But at its core, I think the principles are still the same. Flow in this game comes from knowing your role, strategizing, using your utility, working with your team, and trying not to get clapped by Bolo or Spoit. Every move matters. Drones, gadgets, angles, timing. When it all clicks and everyone's in sync, the game feels almost surgical. It rewards strategy and communication more than just raw reflex. You win by thinking and strategizing, not just shooting. We also have rhythm games like Beat Saber, which is basically VR cardio with lightsabers and EDM. You're swinging wildly in your room like a Jedi with rhythm, looking ridiculous, but feeling unstoppable. Miss a block and your whole body convulses like you just dropped your pizza. Same deal with Guitar Hero. You stop reading the screen and just feel the notes. You are the song now. At least until you try to play Through the Fire and Flames on Expert.
Okay. Bye.
Satisfactory. Satisfactory technically has combat, but let's be honest, that's not why you're here. You're here for the belts, the ratios, the beautifully overcomplicated factory layouts that no one but you will ever understand. It starts simple. Fix one line, upgrade one machine. Then suddenly it's 3 in the morning and you are redesigning your entire power grid because one splitter was slightly off center. That's flow. Quiet, methodical, addicting. You're not stressed. You're just gone. In the best way. Until your power goes out and your entire factory has a meltdown. But here's the neat part. Not every game has to pull you into deep focus. And that's a good thing. Sometimes you just want to turn your brain off, chill out, and vibe. Maybe you're half watching Netflix. Maybe you're farming materials with a podcast on. We need those kinds of games. They're like comfort food for the brain. But flow games? They scratch a different itch. The one that wants to be challenged, not just entertained. It's not peaceful because it's chill. It's peaceful because it clears out everything else. It's like the eye of the storm. And sometimes that eye is surrounded by demons, sword swings, or conveyor belts. Or all three. Flow states aren't just for sweaty gamers or musicians in the zone. They're for anyone who's ever lost themselves in something. Drawing, writing, solving a puzzle, cleaning to music, factory building at an unholy hour. That's the kind of stuff I like to explore here. Not just games, but the experience underneath the game. That feeling that makes you forget the world for a bit. So if you've ever hit that state, whatever game, whatever moment, drop it in the comments. I want to know what makes your brain shut up in the best way possible. And if you're into chaotic, thoughtful, vibe-driven content about games, music, and the occasional spiritual brain detour, stick around, subscribe. Or don't. I'm not your dad. But I could be, if you're into that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Go find your flow, or fix your iron belt, or parry a giant gorilla with a sword. Whatever works. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.